In the quiet corners of England, a chilling darkness began to stir. It was a darkness that preyed on the unsuspecting, leaving behind only questions and a gnawing sense of dread. This was the world Paul Stephen Haigh inhabited, a world he sought to control through terror. His name would become synonymous with unspeakable acts, a moniker whispered in hushed tones. Before the truth emerged, he was merely a shadow, an unseen predator moving through the mundane lives of ordinary people. The fear he instilled was palpable, even before his identity was known. The disappearances began subtly, then escalated with terrifying regularity. Each missing person report added another layer to the growing unease. Families were torn apart by uncertainty, their pleas for answers echoing in the silence. Police forces found themselves facing a baffling series of cases. There were no bodies, no clear motives, just vanishing acts that defied explanation. A pattern, however faint, began to emerge, hinting at something far more sinister than simple runaways. Paul Stephen Haigh was a man of calculated cruelty, meticulous in his methods. He believed he had found the perfect way to erase his victims, to leave no trace. His chilling ingenuity made the investigation a labyrinth of dead ends and false hopes. Detectives worked tirelessly, sifting through every detail, every potential lead. The pressure mounted with each passing day, each new disappearance. The public demanded answers, and the police were locked in a desperate race against an invisible enemy. Then, a small, seemingly insignificant detail surfaced. A witness recalled a peculiar interaction, a fleeting glimpse of a vehicle, a strange demeanor. It was a thread, thin and fragile, but it was enough to pull on. This single piece of information, almost lost in the deluge of tips, became the first crack in Haigh's carefully constructed facade. It pointed towards a man who seemed unremarkable, yet harbored a monstrous secret. The hunt began to narrow. Investigators focused their efforts, piecing together fragments of information. They delved into Haigh's background, his movements, his habits. The picture that emerged was disturbing, revealing a history of petty crime and a disturbing fascination with violence. Surveillance teams were deployed, their presence discreet, their vigilance unwavering. Every move Haigh made was scrutinized, every interaction observed. The tension was immense, knowing they were watching a potential killer, waiting for the moment to act. The breakthrough came with a vehicle registration. It linked Haigh directly to one of the missing persons. The evidence was circumstantial, but it was enough to warrant a closer look, a direct confrontation. Detectives approached Haigh, their demeanor calm but firm. He was brought in for questioning, initially presenting an air of nonchalance, even arrogance. He believed his methods were foolproof, his crimes undetectable. Inside the sterile confines of the interrogation room, the psychological battle began. Detectives, armed with their growing suspicions and a few key pieces of evidence, pressed Haigh relentlessly. They chipped away at his composure, exposing the cracks in his carefully crafted lies. Haigh, initially defiant, began to falter. The weight of the investigation, the relentless questioning, started to wear him down. The facade of the ordinary man began to crumble, revealing the darkness beneath. Under intense pressure, Paul Stephen Haigh finally broke. His confession was a chilling descent into depravity, detailing his horrific acts with a cold, detached precision. He described his method of disposal, the acid baths, designed to obliterate all traces. The details were beyond comprehension, painting a picture of calculated evil. The revelation sent shockwaves through the police department and, eventually, the nation. The missing persons were finally accounted for, but the truth was more horrifying than anyone could have imagined. Following Haigh's confession, investigators faced the grim task of recovering what remained of his victims. The locations he described were meticulously searched, revealing the horrifying reality of his crimes. It was a testament to his depravity and the painstaking work of the forensic teams. The evidence gathered was overwhelming, corroborating every detail of his confession. The meticulous nature of his crimes was matched only by the meticulousness of the investigation that brought him down. Justice, though delayed, was now within reach. The trial of Paul Stephen Haigh captivated the public. The courtroom became a stage for the unveiling of unimaginable horror. Families of the victims sat in silent agony, listening to the chilling testimony, finally understanding the fate of their loved ones. Haigh remained largely impassive throughout the proceedings, a chilling testament to his lack of remorse. The prosecution presented a mountain of evidence, painting a clear and undeniable picture of his guilt. The defense struggled against the weight of his own words. The jury, after careful deliberation, returned a verdict of guilty on multiple counts of murder. The collective sigh of relief in the courtroom was almost audible. A monster had been identified, apprehended, and now condemned. Paul Stephen Haigh was sentenced to life imprisonment, a sentence that reflected the heinous nature of his crimes. The judge's words were stark, condemning him to spend the rest of his days behind bars, a fitting end for a man who had stolen so many lives. The case of Paul Stephen Haigh left an indelible mark on the collective consciousness. It served as a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of society and the relentless dedication required to bring such evil to light. Though justice was served, the memory of his victims and the terror he inflicted continues to resonate. The acid bath killer remains a chilling chapter in true crime history, a testament to the vigilance needed to protect the innocent from the truly depraved. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to support our channel. Your support helps us create more dark stories, true crime mysteries, and deep dives into the minds of history's most twisted figures.